It's Miss A, got a lot to say on all the things we go through within the day. Politics, dating, recipes, traveling, and yep, of course, I'm the karaoke queen. I take no L's, I'm always booking flights. This is my lovely lunatic Leo life. Kaboom! Guess who stepped in the room? This is my lovely lunatic Leo life. Kaboom! Guess who stepped in the room? The one and only S.A. Today, I interview the one, the only Councilman Dúpre Kelly. Me and him go way back, radio days. He brought me into this game, and I'm so happy to give him his flowers while he's here. I'm so happy that he's moving in the direction he is. He's here for his community, and I just want y'all to know what he has coming up next. This was a dope episode. Make sure you listen to it all. Congratulations, Honorable Dúpre Kelly. All right, what's up, everybody? It's the one and only Miss A. Thank you for tuning in again for another fabulous podcast week. And I have my VIP special guest, Mr. Councilman Dúpre Kelly. Give it up for him. Yes! This is a VIP special guest, guys, and it's near and dear to my heart. Thank you again so much for coming through, dude. Can I call you dude still? Or yeah.
Put some respect on my name.
Put some respect.
It's honorable.
Honorable. No, you're right. Listen, you deserve everything, and we're about to get into everything. You deserve everything you got and that we're getting, for real. Like, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so honored that you came to my show.
Thank you, no doubt.
Now, first, I got to start it off like how we met up. Like, I met Do It All back, I was early 2000, maybe like 2005 or something. I was interning at 105.1, and you came through in the studio, and I just, I'm talkative, so I just started talking to you, letting you know I lived in Newark,
right.
And you were just like, you gave me information, and I think I hit you up like a week or two later, and you were working on a news show.
Right.
And so you asked me to come through and do like a little audition for it. I don't even remember what it was about or what we talked about. I remember we were in a restaurant and we were filming, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that was that. And then I think you hit me up when you were going to be on Streets 96 with DJ Qua.
Yeah.
That you starting a radio show.
Shout out to Qua.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Qua. Qua was hunting you down, but everything happens for a reason. And so then we were on Streets 96 and you brought me on. And so I just want to thank you because even though I was doing internet radio, I was only at Willie P. I interned with Wendy Williams, and again, Power 105 and Interscope Records. But you actually brought me onto a show. Yeah. And the first show, all I had to do, my only job was to do entertainment news.
That's it.
2 minutes, it was my segment. I ran through it in like 30 seconds. I was sweating, I was drenched, I was nervous as hell. It took me like a month to get it together. And even still then, I still couldn't get it together because I was just we was always chilling, having a good time in the studio. So I wasn't paying attention and I was too nervous to listen to what I sounded like. So I never listened to myself for like a year. I think I was with you for like a year or two.
Yeah.
Finally, when I listened to myself, I got it together. Like, okay, I can't do certain things I was doing before the show or while we're going on. So I kept on going. I kept pushing, and I gotta thank you.
No, it's all
I really I know I keep thanking you all the time, but I need you to know.
Thank me, but you gotta thank yourself. I just believe that you are who you are and where you are because of you. We use other people as highways and byways, and we use our vehicle to journey. Make them part of our journey. But you put yourself in a place where you can, where opportunity could meet you, so I thank you for, just pursuing the opportunity and becoming part of the show. You was always funny. You were always you always had a interesting perspective. And that's why I wanted you to be part of the show. So
thank you. So you saw something in me before I even knew what I had, and now I know what I have, and I've exceeded it times 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
Talk nice.
Yes. We just got started. Wait till we get in so we can catch up. Now you just won for the West Ward of Newark, New Jersey, and I read somewhere that you spoke to Tupac years ago about changing your community. Right. Did you ever think it would take it to you to be political for you to change your community? Was that even in your mindset back then?
Yeah, well, I was part of the conversation with Pac. Pac would always say, never move from where you're from. If you grew out of that soil, then you go back there and replant. he would also say that, you know, we had to use our fans and turn them into voters, and we should become part of the people who make the laws. You know, we have to become legislators instead of just an executive branch, but become the legislative branch. So, you know, we can effectively have an effect on the laws that are being made and passed for our people. And that's what he said. And I've done everything that he asked of me in that hotel room, well, motel room. We had to go outside into the hotel at that time. But I've done everything that he asked of me at that time. You know?
So he's kind of like guiding you from above in a way, or he's in your spirit. He's helping you.
He's in my spirit. He's always with me, man. And you know, I feel myself, or at least on election day, I felt myself almost getting emotional, wishing that he was there to see it.
Yeah.
Because this is something that he asked of me, and I did it.
Wow. I actually had something to say later for the show, but since you brought it up, I've been on a spiritual journey. I'm definitely not the same as A from back in the day.
All right. I can tell.
Yeah, and I'm not even the same as A from the beginning of this year. You know, I went through a spiritual journey, which we'll get into later.
As you shouldn't be, though.
Right. It's always evolving every day. And so I've been getting, like I said, spiritual and getting into like numbers and listening to my ancestors and universe more. And there's a significant number with 4-4. So to me, no offense to the West Ward, but it's north, south, east, and west. So it's like the fourth ward, you know. And it was 4 years ago that you tried and you didn't succeed. But 4 years later, here you made it. So I just wanted to let you know that.
And you know, like, it's crazy that you say that, because I have a friend that's really big on 4. And she always told me, too, that you got to complete your 4, dude.
You gotta complete it, yo.
I feel like I completed
you didn't even. You just peaking, dude. I'm telling you. 4. I looked it up for you specifically, and it's the sign of protection from your ancestors and the angels, and it's really guiding you down the right path. And it's like you have a message to bring out to the people, and so you found your purpose, and you're just starting this new journey that you're on.
Definitely.
You know?
This is a new journey for me.
It's new.
This is chapter 3.
Chapter 3. Chapter 4 is going to be bananas, okay? And it's just like you got to stay courageous. You know, there's going to be ups and downs, but you got people backing you and who believe in you, and your people, your ancestors, your angels, God, the universe is all for you. 4-4. Like, you got another 4 maybe to complete, to add to it.
Right.
But I just wanted to let you know that we all proud of you, and you are doing what you were put on this earth to do.
Thank you. I believe that.
Word.
That, you know, anything worth having is not easy to attain. You know, and you know, the campaigning wasn't easy. You know, but I'm thankful, and we got a lot of work to do, and I'm just thankful and grateful that the people out there believed in me and voted for me in the West Ward, where I grew up, where I was raised, where I was born, and I'm happy, man. Newark is the best city in the country, man.
And I'm not from Newark, but I've been here. I didn't expect to be here for like 10 years, but I've been here for 10 years. It's always
over 10 years.
Has it? It has. Oh Lord, it's been like 14 years.
10 years.
Damn, you're right.
I met you in early 2000, maybe close to mid 2000.
Yeah.
It's 2022. It's almost been 20 years. In 3 years, it'll probably be 20 years. It's like 17 years I've known you.
All right, don't be showing my age.
All right. I mean, 10 years. Man, she's been here for 10 years. Man.
It's only been 10 years, dude. That's about it.
Only 10 years, boy, go by fast.
And I actually was trying to move. I was thinking of moving to Texas, to Houston, because I've always been the one to go somewhere. So
I love Houston.
You do?
I love Houston.
I just started going
Houston
out there.
Is one of my favorite places.
Really?
Houston, Dallas.
See, I've been to Dallas before, but Houston was just recent.
I mean, I love the people. I just
me too.
The people are they my speed. I like them.
Yeah, I like them too, and the food is delicious. Like, they don't season with just salt and pepper, y'all. They season their food, okay?
They put that elbow in it. So when the girl says she gonna make you dinner and her
she got
arm do this a little bit, she can cook.
She can cook. I'm telling you. Now, people like me, I ain't even gonna lie, dude. I'm not the voting type. But let me explain, guys. I don't like to vote like for the presidency or for Congress. Like, I'm more for my city, voting for the city and for councilmen and even for the schools. what would you say to people like me to change my mindset? Like, I don't know if it's, I don't trust that I feel like they already have in mind who they're going to place in certain offices. So that's my reasoning. But what would you say to people who believe like me to try to change my mind?
I understand it, right? I understand why you would have that thought. I might not agree with it, but I understand it because of how politicians are viewed in different cities and different locales in different states and at the federal level, right? I think one thing that you did say correctly is that I would vote locally. And I think that politics trickles upward. It doesn't really trickle down. And what I mean by that is that voting local is so important because those votes and the people that you elect affect you directly. Federal might take a while to trickle down. Mm-hmm. You know, voting for the president, whatever laws he put in place, depending on what they are, might affect you slowly, unless it's that Roe Wade. Oh, Jesus. That's crazy. But, you know, it affects you slowly. But when you vote locally, when you vote in your city, when you vote in your municipalities or your counties or even your state, it affects you right there. Give you an example. If you vote for your municipality and there's a council of 9 or 10 or wherever you are, or 11, wherever you are, there are opportunities for you to see that direct change when it's passed into law. Mm-hmm. Just as simple as alternate side of the street parking.
Okay.
You know, you get a ticket if you vote or not.
Right.
You park on that wrong side, you're gonna get a ticket.
Right.
You know, there's other things that happen in the city that whether you vote or not, you will be affected by it. And I do love that you say you vote in the schools when it comes to the schools, which a lot of times in municipalities those are the least elections to get the votes. And they should be, when it deals with our babies, when it deals with our children, those should be the ones that people go out and vote for immensely, but they don't. But the question was, what would I say to a person like you? I would have a conversation with you and ask you why. Like, why you don't, what has shown you that your vote doesn't matter at the federal level or, the Senate, Congress level? What has shown you that you shouldn't vote? Have those conversations, talk about it, and then don't just do it by yourself. When 2 or more people come together, and that's the same thing with the vote. Build block associations, build neighborhood associations. I'll give you an example. When I was campaigning in the West Ward this go round, I went to this certain block and I put my signs on everybody's lawn and in their windows. I ran out, so I had to bring 1 or 2 signs back the next day. Mm-hmm. I came back the next day and all my signs were gone. I thought the opposition took them down, right? But there was this one lady who came out and she said, "You're Dúpre Kelly, right?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Well, I took down all your signs." I said, "Well, why did you do that?" She said, "Because I want to have a conversation with you first." So she made everybody on the block take down my signs. Wow. So that's power.
That is power.
So not only did she have a conversation with me, we brought the mayor up there. We brought the director of Department of Works.
Wow.
Parks and Works. We brought housing up there. We brought a lot of engineering up there. We brought a lot of people up there to answer her concerns, answer her issues. And that's how you get things done. You get it done by sticking together. You get it done by uniting. You don't just get it done by supporting a politician. The politician is the one who takes your issues and your concerns to that golden dome, as we call a city hall in Newark, New Jersey, or anybody's city hall or state house. We take the issues there and we address them and we abate the problems that you told us that you have in your community. Mm-hmm. That's it. So the vote really does have the power. You just have to know how to utilize it, the timing of utilizing it, and who to utilize it with.
True.
And for.
That's a powerful woman. Like, most people would be scared and they wouldn't have had the guts to say anything to you, but she did that and got her neighborhood together.
That's right.
That's a leader right there.
But even more so than the woman having the guts, she had the people behind her that believed her. You know, everybody doesn't have to be an elected official to foster change.
Right.
You just have to know that you have the power to foster change, and then step up to advocate and lobby for it.
Wow, that's dope. Now, you've been, before even politics, you've been in the community. Let's talk about 211 Community Impact.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot since before this politics.
Yeah.
So, I have Let's Eat and Look Good, Feel Good programs you have. Do you have anything coming up in the near future?
Yeah, we do a Party with a Purpose.
Okay.
Party with a Purpose is a fundraiser that we do for 211 Community Impact. That all of the purposes of going out to secure literacy items and tools and things that foster change through education, we do that. And we're a Fill a Gap nonprofit. And what I mean by fill a gap is any situation that we can help with, that we can assist with, even other organizations, we are there to do so. Now that I'm the councilman in the city, I'm a council member in the city, I've stepped down as the executive director. But it's still my baby. I'm still a founder. Now we have a great executive director by the name of Ramin Moore. Okay. And we're doing some great things. We also have a women's impact network. It's called WIN, WIN. And it's a subsidiary of 211 Community Impact. And WIN 211, Women's Impact Network 211. And it's ran by all women. Myself and Ramin Moore, who are obviously men, we are just the supporting cast for them.
Oh, nice.
I always believe that anything that you want to do, if you don't have a strong woman in your cipher, then it won't be complete.
It won't happen.
So, we have the Women's Impact Network that is focusing on everything female. So even when I walk in this studio, when I see that the future is female, that is the WIN slogan.
Really?
Yeah, so that's why I said, man, I have to do something here.
You have to. This is the Empowerment Studio, y'all, in Newark, New Jersey. It's dope. I actually interviewed the owner last week, which is coming out tomorrow. And we talk about empowerment, and she's been doing stuff for her community for years before this place.
I think I met her before.
Yeah, you probably have. And she's amazing. And just for her to have this place to allow women to be creative in their own right. I do podcasting, but people here have social events, and bring people together. So this place is very important and powerful. Me, on the other hand, I do want to get more into the community. I actually wanted to speak to young girls about, self-confidence. Nice. Because I didn't have that when I was growing up, and now I feel like I'm dope, and what I believe. Thank you. I just didn't have this confidence growing up, and I want young girls that look like me, or not even that look like me, all young girls to believe that you will be something special. And if it's not now, you're gonna be something special in the future, and I want to try to get into that. So if you can connect me with WIN, maybe they'll help me lead me in the right direction. But I'll go to school to speak.
Shout out to all the WIN ladies out there, man. Shout out to Miranda. Shout out to BB. They're going to kill me if I forget everybody's name.
Oh, it's okay. We're going to put them in the description.
Shout out to all of the WIN ladies, man. Everybody that helps out in the Women's Impact Network. They do a lot of great things. Jackie. Who else? It's a bunch of people. Queen Ella. She would have killed me if I forgot her name.
Let's not kill the councilman, please.
Everybody, man. Shout out to you guys out there.
Yeah, shout out to WIN, Women's Impact Network, right?
That's right.
Women's
Impact Network.
I'll put their information in the description box also. Now, do you believe that you have found your purpose in life, or do you feel like you have more to go?
Yeah, no, I feel like my purpose is to give what I've received.
Good.
And what I mean by that is my purpose is to give to others, to help, inspire others, to help others in my community, and I, when you find your purpose, man, it's just like nothing else.
I've been trying to tell you. I've been talking about this.
Nothing else, man. People say, why did you come out of retirement? And what I mean by that is, Lords of the Underground, we have been very successful. Thank God that royalties have still been coming in. you know, which have been decent, which have allowed me not to necessarily need a 9-to-5 job.
Wow, thank
Being
God.
on the road with Lords of the Underground, shout out to my brothers, DJ Lord Jazz and Mr. Funky. We still go on the road. We do about anywhere from 60 to 100 shows a year. So we still make a lot of money. And not to, you know, people say, well, why are you trying to get a job? And it's not about getting a job. In 211 Community Impact, you know, we're public servants to the community through my nonprofit organization. But what I learned with the nonprofit organization is that it's really like a Band-Aid. You know, we give food when people are hungry. We clothe them when they don't have clothes. We shelter them when they need shelter. But those things that we do are for the now. It's for the time being. So it started to, after you do it over and over and you see some of the same people come back for those same resources, it make you feel like the program isn't working. Because, you know, wait a minute, you've been here 4 Thanksgivings in a row.
Wow.
Now you're utilizing us as a crutch. You know, so it makes you feel like, wow, this is a Band-Aid. How do I, and I had to ask myself, how do I foster real change? How do I adapt or adopt, you know, change that will be sustainable? And I learned that sustainable change and the way to really foster change comes through political power. And what I mean by that is that political power, you know, elected officials make legislation and things that affect public safety. That's fire and police. Political power fosters change with education. You know, that's the Board of Education. Even though they're outside of City Hall, it's still in a political sense. You know, they bring forth ordinances and resolutions that allow people to build and to affect housing. That's real power. That's real change. And I know people are scared of politics. That's because nobody that felt like us, that come from where we're from, is in there. And I know some people say, oh no, that's not true. There's people, yeah, but nobody has ever came from the hip hop nation into which is the pop culture. You know,
Right.
in the entire world, hip hop is the pop culture, except Shine Barrow in Belize City. Shout out to my man Sean Poe. But you know, it's time for us to really make sure that things are for us and by us, for real, all the way around the gamut, all the way around the board, and not just them using our ideas or asking us for our opinion, but actually using our vote and our legislation to make that change be understood.
Did people take you seriously when you first started, being that you were a hip hop artist? Was it hard?
Some did. You know, some support. There's some real supporters out there. But then there's other people who don't. And that's cool. Yeah. Because we sold 1 million records as Lords of the Underground. But there's 1 million people who didn't buy it. Right. So there's, you know, we got the most votes. Almost 2,000 votes in the West Ward. Wow. But and my opponent got 1,000. A little over 1,000. So that means there are 1,000 to 1,100 people who didn't vote for me. So there's always going to be somebody who's with you, and there's always going to be somebody who disagrees with you. And that's cool, but I am the councilman now. Right? So we all have to work together. Yeah. Whether you voted for me or not. We all have to work together in Newark, New Jersey. And I want people outside of this, because this podcast is bigger than just Newark, New Jersey. Yeah. I want people to understand that anybody out there, utilize me. Don't misuse me. Right. Just utilize me. Utilize our city. Utilize our platform. Utilize our blueprint in Newark, New Jersey, what we're doing here. You know, understand what it is. Tupac said, I might not make it there, but I hope I spark the one that does. Wow. And I hope I reignite that spark so that people can understand that it's bigger than me. It's bigger than the Do-It-All. It's bigger than the Dúpre Kelly. It's bigger than the Miss A. But it's about our babies. It's about our youth. It's about our next generation. So let's go. We got work to do. You sure do. And this, I didn't know if this was an ignorant question, but I have a friend who he created The Roger of Love. That was actually episode 4, guys. And so he's been doing... Number 4. Oh, see, look.
It's just, let's go. And so he does stuff in that in Newark, and then also in Ghana. Like, he's been doing a lot. My people, y'all. It's my people.
I love Ghana, man.
So he's been doing a lot. So he's having an event for a back to school drive, and he wants me to do a live broadcast from there. So I didn't know if you only would just do in Westwood, or if you wouldn't mind coming, or if you, I know you're gonna be busy anyway. But I'll send you the information. I'll send you guys the information. But it would be good because he started it, like, just him and the co-founder. So they've been growing and growing and growing, and I'm trying to help them as much as I can. So the more we put it out for them, we can just keep spreading the word and the love, because he's doing this for the kids, in August.
Shout out to the homie. What's his name?
Demetrius Ely with Daraja of Love.
Daraja of Love?
Yeah.
Shout out to you, man, and keep pushing, and everything that you're doing is worth it.
It's worth it.
Because even if you spark that one child that didn't think they would have anything, let alone get supplies and a book bag, you'll be surprised that, one thing I have to say too is all the success that I had in hip hop and in entertainment, it changed my life, it changed my world. But what makes me feel good? And this is with my nonprofit, because I can't really accept it anymore. But when I walk into a store and people say, "Man, let me purchase that for you," or and this is with my nonprofit, like let me buy that for you, or let me, that just shows. Even if I didn't allow them to do it, it just shows the appreciation that they respect what you're doing for the community. As an elected official, we can't really accept that, but thank you to anybody who thought of it to spend their money on me because of appreciation, or was willing to pay for something because of appreciation. And that's amazing, man, when somebody can acknowledge you for you being a public servant and helping the others.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And initially you had mentioned about finding your purpose, and I've always kind of knew my purpose, but I really found it this year, and I've been connecting more with other women and other people who have found their purpose. I don't know, have you ever heard of ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca.
It's
vaguely, yeah.
It's like a medicine. I'm sorry, I can't even think right now. It's an old medicine from the jungles of South America that people take. They've been doing it for centuries.
I heard something about this, but I don't really know. But I've heard of something.
So I did something close to that, which is yahe, which is an older version of that, and it's a traditional medicine. You take it like tea in a ceremonious way. So I did that in March, which is episode 5. Nice. I talk about that, but I really opened up with my spirituality. That's what woke me up. I literally felt my spirit wake up, and that's what changed my life, honestly. I was reborn. Thank you. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. I'm feeling young too. And even though I'm about to be 40, I'm just feeling amazing. And it's because of that night when I did the yahe medicine. It woke me up, and that's when I realized my purpose. And really my purpose is me speaking my voice. And it sounds weird when I tell people I'm just talking about my life to inspire others, but I really just live my life fearlessly, and I inspire others to do the same. Like, I had the gastric sleeve surgery in September, so I've lost 75 pounds since then. So I've been inspiring people to do that who never thought about it. My solo travels, I went to Thailand by myself. I'm going to Zanzibar this month.
Jet by yourself.
Yeah. Right. And so it's certain things in my life.
Thailand by yourself? How was that experience?
It was beautiful. Honestly, I was supposed to go with 6 people, but one by one they dropped off, and that's when I realized everything happens for a reason. I wasn't supposed to go with anybody else. I was supposed to go by myself. That was like another awakening.
What did you do?
I swam with elephants. I went to elephant conservation, but I researched it because I love animals and I don't want anything with abuse. So they actually have 3 mountains that they roam freely. They're not in a cage or anything. So we go in the mountains with them. We walking with them, and they're just playing with the trees or doing what they do. Then we go in the river with them. Now, mind you, I love elephants. They are using the bathroom in the river, and I'm in the river just happy to be there, hugging up
all in that dung.
All in the dung, swimming and all this stuff, and I did not care. The first part I went to was Chiang Mai. That's where I did everything. I did a cooking class. I did a motorbike up a mountain. It was an all-day thing. I never rode a motorcycle by myself ever before, but it was me and 2 other people. And it was just dope. Then I went to Phuket and I
people.
met people. And the funny thing is, in Chiang Mai, which is the northern region, or the mountains are, there's a lot of black expats. They're so friendly. You see black people across the street, you'll stop and talk. But Phuket is more touristy. Black people don't talk to you when you walk there. I'll say hi, and they'll just like they're too good to talk to me. Chiang Mai is where everybody went. I joined a Facebook group called Brothers and Sisters of Chiang Mai. Some of them lived there, and some were just traveling Southeast Asia.
Nice.
And they had dinners every Sunday. So I went to the dinner, I met with them, and I still talk with them. And this is 2019, so I still communicate with them.
How dope is that?
I just love to travel, and I just want people to experience life, and things weren't always easy for me. Even when I go through bad things, I talk about it, So basically my purpose is to use my voice to help people find their own happiness and motivation, and now that I know my purpose, it's like shining through me. I'm just like, I'm like a bubble of love. So and I just want to share that with everybody. So I'm glad you said you found your purpose, and I'm still connecting with people who are doing their damn thing,
Yeah, my purpose is to share my experiences and just be a giver, man.
Yeah.
Just to give.
That's amazing. You've been giving since you was rapping.
Yeah.
Your music,
Even
I'm sure, has changed lives.
Oh, yeah. My music has even changed. Like, I don't say the N-word in my music. I don't know if people notice that. Well,
I didn't.
I haven't did that in probably over 10 years.
Wow.
I don't curse in my music anymore. I've been stopped that. I felt like if Rakim can do it and
right.
be successful, then, I don't really have to do it and still be hard, still have bars.
And still send a message.
Yeah, and just talk about, just have some substance to whatever it is that you're talking about. Just be you.
Yeah.
Who does that better than you?
Right. You got to be living your authentic
Plus,
self.
everybody else is taken.
Right. So you still plan on coming out with music too?
Yeah, I got an album out right now called Brenda's Son. It's on all platforms.
Oh, nice.
It's probably one of my most personal pieces I've ever written. It's talking about a black single mother raising a male child in a community that she has to teach him how to maneuver through, like Newark, New Jersey. And I just believe that women can't show little male children how to become men, but they can definitely show them what a woman is. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why I'm attracted to like strong women, because my mother was that. And shout out to all of the single moms out there. Shout out to all of the strong women. Shout out to all of the women, period. Sometimes women don't like you to call them strong women, especially strong black women.
I don't know why. That's not a diss.
Because they say you don't say strong Chinese women, or you don't say strong Spanish women.
That's because we go through so much, and we've been going through so much for centuries.
That's
so
right.
When someone says you're strong, do not take it as a bad thing.
There you go.
It's a beautiful thing.
Right.
I mean, unless they're saying you like brolic Debo, then that's different.
Get the muscle on.
So I know you just got into office, but what are your future plans so far?
Well, just like I talked about during the campaign, my whole idea is to revitalize the ward that I grew up in, which is the West Ward. And not just revitalizing brick and mortar, right? We definitely have to do some economic development there, but it has to make sense for the people. My whole theme is to revitalize the mindset of the people first. And you do that through initiatives, and you do that through programming. But when you revitalize the mindset of the people, you have to talk to them. You have to make things that create opportunity inclusive to the people who are from there. I live in the West Ward. That is a real diverse community. So we have to talk about social equity. We have to talk about things that allow these people to be involved. And when I say these people, I'm talking about the different sects of people that live there. You have African community that lives there, from Liberian to Kenyan to, we have Ukrainian people that live in the West Ward. We have a plethora of Haitian people who live in the West Ward. So if you're not talking French or Creole, vous parlez français? Then how can you really communicate when people say that communication is the key? And I believe that, but communication is not the key alone. It's the comprehension of that communication.
Facts.
So once you be able to have an understanding between the residents, between our elders, between our youth, and a lot of times that's where the gap is divided. Our youth, the gap comes from not being in tune with the adults. You know, an adult might walk in a room and say, turn that daggone music down, when they could have just bopped their head. Even if they don't like the music, they could have just walked in, bopped their head and say, what you listening to? The girl or the young girl or the young man might say, oh, you don't like that, mom or dad, or well, what you know about that? And like, I don't know nothing, but I see you vibing to it. I see that you have to build a rapport so that they will communicate with you, because if you alienate them through yelling, through disconnect, through not understanding, it will permanently cause that disconnect, and they will not share with you. And then you'll be upset when they have things on their minds that they don't express with you. So it's about revitalizing the mindset of the people and teaching them and educating them, and not just academia education, you know, not just ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, but educate them in the things that actually can garner wealth to them.
Right, like financial literacy.
Financial literacy, cybersecurity, technology. We have a great technology high school called the Data Science School of Technology in the West Ward, and it just started from the 9th grade. This year we'll be starting from 10th grade. So in 2 more years, it will go to the senior class graduating, and they do everything. They're with, we would have called back in the day, the nerds, right? But the nerds are the cool kids.
Right, they sure are.
You know, because technology has taken over. So revitalization of the West Ward is the overall plan, but revitalizing the mindset of the people through programs and initiatives and communicating with public safety, our police, and talking about home ownership and quality of life. We have different parts of the West Ward. We have 5 different parts. There's Roseville section, which consists of a lot of our Latino, you know, and Latinas. So you need to go over there speaking Spanish, you know. Then you have the Fairmount section, the West Side section, which is comprised of most of the number blocks where I'm from, Redmond is from, you know. Then you have, I said Fairmount District, you have Lower Velsburg, but I don't like to say lower because then it seems like it's a...
I get it.
You have Velsburg, and then you have Ivy Hill.
So
which is where a lot of our homeowners live. And Ivy Hill problems and concerns are different from Fairmount. You know, Ivy Hill want nobody to park on their block without a parking permit and to pick up the garbage that the garbage men drop. And Fairmount are dealing with real issues. You know, murder and shootings and things of that nature. So when you say what is the plan, there are a lot of plans for each part, because everything is different. If you have sisters and brothers out there, you don't treat your brother, your son different than your daughter overall, but you do treat them different. If one loves basketball and one is a ballerina, you know, you treat them differently. And that's the way, the approach that I'm taking when I say revitalization of the West Ward. I'm being specific, I'm being direct, and I'm being intentional.
Wow. That's good. It's a lot of good things coming.
Man,
a lot of good things.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it will take. It's not going to happen overnight, y'all. So don't be hounded, okay? It will come in due time. Everything.
And you have to want to do this work.
True.
You have to want to deal with everybody's energy, different energies every day. You have to build up a certain breastplate of armor, you know, to be able to deal with that. With people calling you names at council meetings and people disrespecting you and lying on your name. You have to stand firm and stand tall on who you are and what you believe in, and standing tall on the platform of what you really can get done. And you can't listen to it a lot of times. You have to stay focused and just do the work.
You can't get distracted. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy, but you know what you got to do. You're definitely going to keep it rocking and keep it pushing.
That's right.
And you got your supporters behind you.
And thank you to all the supporters, man. I appreciate you. Everybody that shared a video or liked a picture or cast a vote. You know?
Beautiful. Do you have any last words before you get up out of here?
Oh, man. I just want everybody to know, man, that don't stop. They're going to tell you you can't do it because you are a, whatever that A is. I ain't talking about Miss A. But they're going to tell you that you can't because you come from here. wherever that place is. They're going to tell you that you can't do it because of the way you dress. They're going to tell you that you can't do it because of the way you look. They're going to tell you that you can't do it because you wasn't educated at Harvard. Or maybe you was. Maybe that's why they're telling you you can't do it. Mm-hmm. But whatever it is that they're telling that you can't do, you show them that you can. Because at the end of the day, results are all that matter, you know, and the way that you treat people matters even more. So show them what you can do, show them who you are, and they will not be able to deny you. And remember, delay is not denial.
Ooh, I just saw that today, honestly. I just saw that. Beautifully said. Beautifully said, Councilman. So thank you so much again for coming to my show. Yes.
I'm proud of you too, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I started with him. I started from the bottom. Now we here.
Hey,
well, I still got more to go, but
we all do.
Y'all don't forget, I will be broadcasting live from Zanzibar, Tanzania this Saturday, my 40th birthday on YouTube.
What was that? Zanzibar, Tanzania? You went to Tanzania?
Well, I'm going on Thursday. This is airing next week, so I'm going to Tanzania. You did?
That was amazing.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to Zanzibar. It's out, so I won't be in Tanzania, but it's the island outside. But I do want to go to Tanzania.
But Zanzibar, you about to have a
It's
blast.
Beautiful. I've already planned. Yeah, I'm doing a solo trip. And people wanted to come with me. I was like, nah, yo, this is like my spiritual journey. I'm going through something right now. I need to go. So I'm leaving on Thursday, but I'm going to do a live broadcast on the 23rd, which is my actual birthday. So y'all can tune in on YouTube, Miss A TV Adrienne, and also my Instagram page, because I'll be doing live up-to-date stories and posts on Miss A Loves to Travel. So make sure you check that stuff out. And I'll always keep you updated with what Councilman Dúpre is doing. And
put that accent on the E.
Yes, I'll be trying, yo. Dúpre.
Yeah, there we go.
Don't get it twisted.
That's right. Hey, you know what? I'm going to give you these flowers while you're here.
Oh, thank you. And I'm going to give you your flowers while you're here, too.
Thank you. And you know what? We're going to give y'all these flowers while y'all here.
Yes.
Tune in to Miss A, man.
Peace. Beautiful. I see your man out there like, okay, oh, you gotta go.